know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. Tell the truth and shame the devil. I
I
love
love
being
being
black.
black. All right, people, come on in. Come on in. We live, uncut, unedited. This is where we tell the truth and shame the devil. We say things that people think but afraid to say it on this live. So we welcome you to come on in. We appreciate you. Thank you. We want to thank our YouTube family. Our YouTube family is growing. If you're not subscribed to my YouTube or you're not getting my notification on Facebook, go and subscribe to YouTube. Most of the time when I'm going live, I'm on YouTube as well, especially doing the podcast. So I just want to let you guys know, just come on in. I appreciate you. It's another day. And we want to talk. Hey, Miss Katie Nicole. Katie Nicole, I see you. I go, my hairstylist, the lock goddess. Y'all know I got to give her a shout out. That's my buddy. That's my buddy. That is my buddy. I see you. I see you. All right. Felisa Lewis, I see you. Kennard, the DJ, Black Love, Black Unity. You know it. Black Power to the last hour race first. I believe that. Jules Smith, how you doing? You and your grandbaby, how you doing? How you doing? How y'all doing? I know y'all probably watching. All right. Kenny Nicole, what's going on? I see you. I see you. Latanya Gamlin, what's going on? Yeah, show late tonight. I'm going to start doing an early morning show too, people. Ladybug, what's going on? Start doing an early morning show. Karen M. Blanks, because I got to include my seniors. You know, a lot of times my seniors want to watch me, but, you know, most of the seniors, they hit in the sack, especially those that are retired. My buddy Eddie, what's up, Eddie? I love being black.
I love being black.
I love being black. That's it. It's that sweet jamming lip and body. My. How you doing? Appreciate the love you're showing. Appreciate the love you're showing. My brother Louis Ramsey, a true brother, soldier on the ground. Appreciate you, brother Louis. Modesta Otis, all right, how you doing? Dale, what's that? Gripson, what's up, brother? From Calumet City. Miss Emma Harris, what's up, Miss Emma? Sandra Collins, all right. Miss Renee Jackson, the house head. That's my buddy there. Jules Smith again. I see you. Eddie again. Count it all joy. That's right. We count it all joy. Tracy Taylor. How you doing, Tracy? Sharice. Is that Mocha Love? All right. All right. I love being black.
I love being
Ain't
black.
too many of y'all can say that. I can say it and mean it. Ain't too many of y'all can say that you love being black. I know I can say it. Some of y'all can't say it because you're afraid of it. You're afraid. I know it. That's okay. One day you had a heart of a lion. One day, strength of a gorilla and the crushing power as a bear and a horn as a goat. Power. All right, come on in, people. This is live, uncut, unedited. This is where we tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
And what?
And shame the devil.
I love being black.
I love being black.
Look at that, boy. I love being black. Look at that, boy. I'm telling you. Listen, Sherry, what's up, Mocha Love? Listen, when you have a sense of pride, there's nothing wrong with having there's nothing wrong with having a sense of pride. Nothing wrong with it. Come on in. Come on in. Make sure you guys share the video. We want to get the word out. We want to get the word out. Share the video. Share the video. I'm finna pin it up so we can get rolling. I appreciate you guys that's out here that's showing love. Martin G. Johnson is live, uncut, unedited. And I tell you, thank you, Thomas Johnson.
I love being black.
You know it. Said Tasha Coleman. Hey, sister, how you doing? Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. I love shouting out y'all name. It's okay. YouTube, We're growing. We're growing. We're growing. We're growing. We're growing. We're growing. But we want to talk about Sandra Randall. What's going on?
I love being black.
Tomorrow. All right. All right. All right. Multitasking. You too.
I love being black.
All right. Alicia comments, Martin, you don't do crime chase anymore. I do. I talk about it when I get a chance. I'm not riding around looking for it, but if it comes in front of me, I'll do it. I'll do it. You know. All right, Sandra Collins. And so I definitely do it when it's convenient for me. I definitely do it.
Tell the truth.
And what?
And shame the devil.
I love being black. All right, people. All right. All right. I'm crime chasing right now on some of these folks where they treating black folks. All right. Y'all see that right there? That's crime chasing right there. That's right. They said Chicago's Brandon Johnson, top ranking of America's 10 worst sanctuary mayors. We've made number one, people. The man that I voted for, number one. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? Oh, wow. We're going to go into details. It's Brandon Johnson right there. We're definitely going to come in. That's what we're going to talk about. Y'all know that's what we're going to talk about. Brandon Johnson. Man, this is something. Sharice, what's going on? I see you. Brandon Johnson, number one. All right. Miller. All right. Alicia Caboclo, I miss you doing that. I know you do. I know you do. You pray that I don't never have to do it. There don't be no crime no more. Yeah. And the barber out of pocket. I heard Brandon got a BBL. Oh, no, he out of pocket. Don't do that. Yeah. Sharice, I don't vote. I didn't vote for because I knew he wasn't, you know what? Okay. All right. All right, people. Now look. We're gonna go through this thing right here. Brandon Johnson, Chicago. Brandon Johnson tops the ranking of America's 10 worst sanctuary mayors. My. Isn't that something? I made it 10 worst. This is the RLI report calls out mayors bringing crime, overcrowding, and death to cities. Washington, Chicago, Illinois has been in the news for the last several years of having some of the worst records for shootings, murders, and overall lawlessness. Now, it's also has the nation's worst sanctuary mayor, Brandon Johnson, according to a report by the Immigration Reform Law Institute. Immigration Reform Law Institute. Mayors of sanctuary cities routinely prioritize illegal aliens over their own citizens. Is that true? They refuse to cooperate with immigration and custom enforcement, ICE. Instead of releasing dangerous criminals, illegal aliens into their communities because of their brazen defiance of federal immigration laws. These mayors have drained resources from their community and placed residents at an increased risk of violence. Chicago was ranked as the nation's third worst sanctuary city in the IRLI last such ranking in 2022 under Johnson leadership. The city problems with illegal immigration have escalated, result in worsening crime, overcrowding, and chaos for the city residents. My. Sanctuary policies are some of the biggest magnet drawing illegal aliens into the country, and sanctuary mayors are the loudest advocates of those policies, said Dave L. Wilcox, executive director of general counsel of the IRLI. While they claim to be more compassionate than their critics, the policy of these mayors are actually causing unacceptable levels of overcrowding, criminal activity, and death in their communities. The job of immigration enforcement personnel is to remove dangerous aliens and keep communities safe, said Tom Holman, the IRLI Senior Fellow and former acting director of ICE, who contribute to the ranking. Sanctuary mayors are their policy to prevent ICE from doing their job, and innocent people are dying as a result. The lawlessness of sanctuary cities and their mayors is destroying some of our greatest cities, and that has to stop. My mind, look at this, y'all. They got us right up there. The rankings for the IRLIS 2024 list of America's worst sanctuary supporting information for each community as follows. Brandon Johnson, Chicago, Illinois. Look at that, people. Y'all call in. What y'all got to say about this? What do you guys have to say about this? I voted for Brandon Johnson. I voted for Brandon Johnson. They got Biden out the way. They are waiting on to make a clown step down. Okay. It is sad that it is sad. All hate us. They wear masks to get our black vote. He's looking like he's for himself, and he doesn't deserve the seat. There was a lot of qualified candidates who I seen on the board. They hate us as well. Wow. Keisha Brown, Brandon Johnson told everyone that he was going to do, and that's exactly why it's so important to watch debates. You will be reading the exact same thing as Kamala Harris. Just watch. Wow. Yeah. The mayor won't that immigration grant money. Besides that, he ain't nothing but talk. Oof. Wow. Let's talk about it. Call in, people. Let's talk about it. Brandon Johnson, the worstest immigration or sanctuary city is. Call in, people. 872-297-6389. The number's directly over my head. 872-299-0808. This is live, uncut, unedited. All right, make sure you guys share it on your page. Share it in your groups. Definitely share it in your groups. I read it. So according to ICE, Chicago is one of the worstest sanctuary, or is the worstest sanctuary city. That's crazy. All right, people, I need you guys to share this video. Let's get it out. Share it to Brandon Johnson. I'm quite sure he know. Share it to Brandon Johnson so he can see it. They said also in the article that these sanctuary cities, they care more about illegal immigration than their own citizens. They said if you want to know what a problem is, just follow the money. Follow the money. Somebody said a one-term mayor. Somebody said this would have never happened if we would have voted for Willie. All right. Come on in, people. Come on in. We sharing the video. I'd like to hear from you. Tag somebody. This is immigration time. This is definitely immigration time. Come on in. Sharing the video. Come on in. 872-299-0808 or 872-297-6389. The number is directly over my head. You can see it, the call-in number. I want to hear from you, Chicagoans or former Chicagoans. I want to hear from you. All right. Come on in. All right, I need at least 10 people to share this video. 10 people to share this video. This is live uncut. We got the DNC coming here. Yeah. We got the DNC coming here. They'll be coming in all week. It's going to be a very busy weekend, weekday. Come on in. Sandra Randall said, why are they giving so much funding to the immigrants, but not homeless people? That's a good question. Good question. I need 10 people to share this video, please, or tag. Either or. 10 people. Either or. All right, come on in. Come on. Where my callers at? When I get you on there, I can't get y'all off. I need y'all to call. Come on. Who's responsible for all these illegal immigrants? You know Brandon Johnson not going to stop this. Okay. Randy Johnson said, cousin Randy Johnson said, if the black folks really wanted to get immigration out of their community, they need to vote to get rid of Governor of Illinois, J.B. Pritzker, and the former Mayor Lightfoot as the governor of Illinois for the next election. Okay. Come on in, people. Come on in. All right, let's see what this says here. Let's be clear. We can't put it all on Brandon Johnson. Let's start with the Vice President of the United States, who was in charge of the border control. She is a border Caesar. She got so many of black people confused about what's real. Let me see if I can read the rest of it on here. She got a lot of people. Let's see. Get it down here because I can't. She got so many black people confused about what's really important for the structure of their livelihood. All right. She hasn't said anything about what's her plans are for the immigrants, and that is causing a lot of uncomfortability in the environments of which black people are occupied. All those sorority sisters and fraternity brothers getting themselves activated to get themselves removed out of their own community. Wow. Deep. All right, people. I need y'all to call in. I appreciate the comments. I was almost in an accident with some of the immigrants driving crazy on the street. They ran the light and looked at me like they didn't do nothing. Somebody said, I'll trade Kamala vote for a lap dance. Wow. Y'all crazy on here. All right. Come on in, people. I need some folks to call in. Let's talk about this sanctuary city. Some black folks don't see nothing wrong with the sanctuary city. They welcome it. All right, we need 10 people to share the video. Tag someone in it. They welcome it. They welcome the sanctuary city. Come on in, people. Come on in. Sanctuary city. And if you notice, let's go back to the sanctuary city sign. Now, if you notice, most of all these sanctuary, why? Let me ask y'all a question. You guys a question. Let me get this up here. Why is it that every sanctuary city are Democrats, blue states? Is it something? We got 10 sanctuary cities up here. 10. We got Chicago, Illinois, New York City, Denver, Colorado, Georgia, I think that's Georgia, Washington, D.C., Los Angeles, California, North Carolina, Raleigh, North Carolina, Trenton, New Jersey, San Antonio, Texas, Sacramento, California. All right. We got anonymous call. I'd like to know who this is. What they got to say? They want to cuss me out? I don't think so. I definitely don't think so. All right. All right, let's get it on. They hung up the anonymous caller. It's still all right. Somebody say
Has joined.
all right, we got a new caller, people. 1703. Come on, caller.
Hey, Martin, how you doing? Good evening, everybody.
Hey,
This
how
is
you
me.
doing?
I had to get off and call.
Okay.
I got off the live to call, but
Okay.
I just wanted to say, first of all, I just wanted to just say that I think this is a time for praying time. It has been so much going on in our city. Our city is being called out because I guess we're line. We don't want Obama. He stayed here. It's just our city is really being called out. I don't think it's just us, but it's just because of what's going on down here. All the different crimes and everything is just. I feel like we just really being picked on, and then not just that. I totally disagree with it being a sanctuary city. When it turned us to that, it has gotten worse.
Mm.
Really has gotten worse since then. I mean, we're the time for praying. I, I'm up. I'm from a Democratic family.
Mm-hmm.
I've also was back in the days. You remember Martin when they used to have a precinct captains that used to
Yeah,
come and knock at the doors. They
I
don't have
remember
that
that.
anymore. My
Very.
dad was one of the precinct captains, and he used to take us when we was younger. He used to take us on a route with him and knocking at the doors and getting everybody. We don't, since they don't have that anymore. It's just, I just looking at it now like whether I'm going to vote or I'm not going to vote. It's like it is what it is. If it's Harris or if it's Trump, is neither one of them. I
Mm.
just don't. That's how I feel now. Like do I? And I have never, in my 54 years, and since I've turned 18 when you was at the legal age to vote, I have not missed one time in voting. If this is one time now that I'm sitting here looking like, okay, to vote, I know that my word, I have to vote. Has joined.
Mm-hmm. Let me
I
ask.
don't know.
I want to ask you a question too. Was it? What is it that you don't like about the sanctuary city, Chicago?
It's so much. It's so much. It seems like to me there's so much crime just happening and just happening, and it seems like the the crime is happening. It seems like to me that sometimes, like say for instance, someone gets shot, killed, whatever. Some of them, depending on who it is, some of them may find out who did it, and some of them is gone unanswered. We still have a lot of crime that has happened years before, just now, still unanswered.
So you still didn't answer my question. I mean, was it that you don't like about the sanctuary city, Chicago sanctuary city? Is it the immigrants
I,
or the way we've been treated or what is it?
huh?
I'm asking what I'm trying to get from you. I'm trying to ask what is it that you don't like about the immigration the sanctuary city, Chicago? What is it that you keep saying crime? Crime. What else besides the crime?
With some of our cultures, it seems like when they run for office, they get in there, they promise us things that they're going to do. When they first was speaking about making it sanctuary schools, made it a little better for us, and it didn't. That's why I'm feeling like they should have left it as it is. You said once it hit sanctuary, it's going to be better. It didn't get better. It has gotten worse.
You still ain't telling me. Oh, I can't get it. You just I need something. I know you said crime. And I'm trying to get something out of you, and I'm not getting it. Because trust me, I understand. Don't think I don't. But I want you to express yourself, get it out so others can see. Because you have some people here in the city of Chicago that live here. Some moved out, some in the surrounding suburbs. They don't like it. And one of the number one reasons they don't like it because they feel like that the citizens, tax-paying, natural people that's born here are being overlooked. And that's the main problem. That's why a lot of people are voting for Trump or leaning toward the Republicans because of the immigration problem here in the city of Chicago. That's why a lot of people.
Yeah, we're being overlooked. That's another one. Yeah, we are. I mean, I live here and we born and raised here, and it helps. But from an immigrant, and they get everything. They throw a house at them, throw a boat at them, throw a yacht at them, throw whatever. But say you trying to get one, Mr. Martin, Mr. Johnson, give me your I need your full name. I need if you have any aliens or show me just throw me down your whole life, Mr. Johnson. I need everything. But say you're an immigrant, sure, just giving it to them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, overlooking us. Like, well, wait a minute. I've been here all my life, so how they come here and get this? And I'm trying to get that, but I can't get it. But you give it to them.
And you remember now, Brandon Johnson.
They put them in our children. I know everyone has like. They said we go to their country where they come from. Are they going to treat us like that? Are we going to get the copper rolled out to us? No.
No. Brandon Johnson. I voted for Brandon Johnson. There's no secret. I made it public. I voted for Brandon Johnson, and it was very disappointing. I'll say that. But hold on, my dear sister. I got another call. I don't regret voting for him, but because I voted out of a good conscience and things like that. But he's very disappointing. Very disappointing. Very disappointing. 912.
Very disappointing.
I got Sarge. Come on, Sarge. Let's stick with the subject now. Go ahead.
What's going on, Martin?
Immigration. Well, we Sanctuary City. That's what we're talking about.
That's one of the worst policies that ever hit Chicago, and I will tell you why. You have schools in black neighborhoods that they are closing. Can't teach the kids, but you could house the immigrants there. Okay? You could give the immigrants funding every month. But the teachers go on strike every year. You can't keep the schools open to teach the children. See? You can feed the immigrants. But you got some children in Inglewood, where I was born and raised. During the school year, the best meals that they eat is if they come to school early enough to catch breakfast and they eat lunch at school. And they come home, mama trying to make ends meet, and with all the prices going up, the ends ain't meeting. So you may have to wait until you get back to school to eat again. Kids can't eat. Okay? You see women all the time. They'll be walking 2 of the kids to school, got one on the trailer, immigrants driving. Martin, now you stop me when I lie, Martin. You know, I dip in Chicago and dip right back out. I don't tell nobody I'm around, because I don't tell nobody I'm around. But I know what I be seeing. I be like, oh, Lord. See? I still got family living in Inglewood. Now they want to move. They don't feel comfortable sitting on the deck barbecuing because you got Liva Galega Loca and 3 of his homies right inside the corner of the alley staring at him like, hey, how much you think we can get for that grill if we can get it out that yard, Holmes? Yeah. Don't make no sense. But that's what's been going on. And people that were Brandon Johnson. No, it was already a sanctuary city prior to Brandon getting elected.
But Brandon,
and a lot of people don't realize.
But let me say that it was. But Brandon made an executive order though, so he put executive order. He signed an executive order in play for the immigrants. Yeah. Yeah,
that's because they came. But before they came, you had Lori Lightfoot that gave direct orders to the police department. See, the mayor of a city is sort of like the president of the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if they don't control nothing else outright, they control the police department outright. The president of the United States is in command and control of all of the military in the United States, right?
Right.
She told the police, you will not help ICE, the immigration enforcement, whatever the C is for, I don't know. But them people that deport folk, you will not help them unless they are under fire. It's a situation of gunfire, then you'll help them. Other than that, you are not to help them do anything. See? So I saw it coming. With that DACA program thing, I spoke on that. People said I was crazy. Said I was anti this, I was anti that. I said, no. I said, this is what's happening. And this is what I'm building up to. See? Because black folk used to like vote real heavy. Then black folks started voting light. Then Obama ran that first time and black folks voted heavy. And they were like, oh, okay. Now that second time he ran, that black vote was light. See? And it's like, aha, our theory is correct. We need a new set of underprivileged Americans with voting power to vote for the Democrat Party because the blacks aren't voting for us anymore. So we don't need them. So in come your replacements.
Okay.
I mean, think about it. Richard Pryor called it on one of his comedy routines way back in the day. Said, yeah, America, yeah, they got some new niggas in there now. The Vietnamese, they even got schools teaching them. Well, God said, nigga. Okay, well, if you get beat up, buddy, then you know you're saying it right. Richard Pryor called it before any of this went down. So, yeah, man. But that's I think that's the answer you were trying to get from the sister, that the immigrants are getting taken care of way better than any black child, adult, or senior citizen would ever be taken care of by the city government in Chicago and any city in the United States.
Well, why you think that, sir?
Because the agenda behind it is their vote. Is their vote. See? I mean, look at the state of Minnesota, right? Someone can go in there and get a driver's license, and their immigration status don't even matter. They could just go and say this is their name. They don't even have to show proof of this is their actual identity with a passport, and they get a driver's license.
Okay. I want you guys to look at the screen. Hold it for a minute. This is Brandon Johnson. He signed Mayor Brandon Johnson signed the first executive order. That was May 15th, 2023. The Mayor Johnson first executive order evaluates youth employment and establish new deputy mayors for immigrants, migrants, and refugee rights, community safety, and labor relations. So this is outside of this already been a sanctuary city. Mayor Brandon Johnson signed an executive order for the migrants, the immigrants, and the refugees rights and community safe and labor relations. So if you look on the screen here, it said to boost youth employment. Mayor Johnson, Youth Employment Executive Order instructs the Office of Budget and Management to prepare an analyst for all resources in the city fiscal year 2023 budget that are available to fund youth employment and enrich programs, including any state, county, of federal funds. In addition to executive order, instruct the deputy mayors of education, health, and human services to lead all city departments and agencies in identifying additional entry-level jobs that were suitable for young people. The order instructs the mayor office staff to coordinate year-round youth employment and enrich activities among city sister agencies and city departments, including collaboration with companies and nonprofit organizations for the summer internship and community service credit opportunities with Chicago Public Schools and college credit opportunities with the city of Chicago. Also, the other thing that he said, establish a deputy mayor for immigrants, migrants, and refugee rights. Mayor Johnson executive order to establish a deputy mayor for immigrants, migrants, and refugee rights, make the new role responsible for coordinating and communication between all applicable city departments and officials to relate the city efforts to support a newly arrived and established immigrants, refugees, and migrants. In addition, the order instructs all city department heads to take direction from the deputy mayor for immigrants, migrants, and refugees to assist with efforts to address immediate needs and long-standing policies and problematic goals to ensure the efficacy of Chicago's status as a welcome and sanctuary city. All right. Establish a deputy mayor for community safety. But so I'm going to leave it up there. I'm not going to read all of it, but this is what I'm showing. Even though we are a sanctuary city, but he signed some things in order to further that. So you just can't blame this on Harold Washington. This is Mayor Brandon signed this into play.
Mm-hmm.
See,
yeah, something new.
Yeah.
Now, Martin, remember the CETA program when we were young?
Yep.
This is like the CETA program on steroids. This is the CETA program to the 25th power.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, we old heads know about the CETA program. It's a job, get your job for the summer. I forgot what the minimum age was, and you go work someplace like the YMCA or whatever, the Chicago Park District, this, that, and you will be learning stuff in the process too that, could convert into college credit, all type. That's how it used to be when we were young. They ended all that. Remember midnight basketball?
I remember that. That should be the Father Flaggers, yeah.
And some of us tell our children about this stuff. Many don't, you know what I'm saying? They just go on with the whatever. But a lot of those programs was going on that was helpful. Now, what he signed at the order, that executive order, all it is a CETA program when we was growing up to the 25th power.
Yeah. So they know, man, listen, here in the state of Illinois, unemployment for Black youth is up 20%, probably more than that. I think it's 30 or 40%. I think I had to look that number up real quick. And where all these jobs are going to come from? Come on, people. Come on, man. Black people, y'all better wake up. We better wake up. We better wake up. I'm telling you, we better wake up. We better wake up. And again, I said it last night. There are no Republicans running the city of Chicago. Not at all. No Republicans are running the city of Chicago at all. All the top key positions are Democrat ran here in this city of Chicago. Now, you can't blame this on Donald Trump. Can't blame it. Brandon, he didn't have to take all these migrants. Matter of fact, I heard he's getting ready to welcome what? 25,000 more migrants. So this is what's going on, people. This is what's going on. And we have been labeled the #1 worstest sanctuary city of all of them. Chicago, Illinois. #1. So I'm just telling you guys, you can't blame this on Donald Trump. You cannot blame the way the city of Chicago operates and the way it looks on Donald Trump. Period. You can't blame it on Republicans. Let me just say Republicans. I'm going to leave Donald Trump out of this. I'm going to say Republicans. There's no white racist Republicans running the city of Chicago at all. Now, if I'm wrong, Sarge, you stop me. You stop me if I'm wrong.
Hey, Martin, I got that number for you. Unemployment for black youth between the age of 16 and 19 in Chicago is 86%.
Now, there you go. Look at 86%. Now, didn't he just say for youth? Now, what youth he was talking about? This letter was this executive order for the migrants. This is not for our young people. This is for the migrants. Executive order. Mayor Johnson first executive orders evaluate youth employment and establish new deputy mayors. Okay, well, he did say youth employment. Let's say that. I give him that. He did say that. So he didn't know, but people, we don't see a lot of our youth being employed.
Yeah, this overview says that the black unemployment rate for the youth in Chicago is 16% higher than the national average for that age group.
But did you see how he did this executive order? He put something in for the youth, right? But then he flipped it over to the immigrants, the migrants, and all that, and the refugees. So people, it's all a game. It's all a game. This Brandon Johnson did this. You can't say Mayor Harold Washington did this. Former Mayor Harold Washington did this. He signed an executive order.
See, Harold Washington tried to make it balanced for everybody, right?
Yeah.
Because there wasn't a many back then.
Right.
See, he tried to balance it out, but so everybody had a chance. Now they didn't got to the specifics of specifically them. I mean, if you notice, hell, listen, what Kamala Harris say? Well, no, I'm not going to do anything that's just like specifically for black people. But if you ask her what she's going to do for the immigrants, she talk upgrade the DACA program and do the this and the that and the that and the this. Nah, ain't no black Americans DACA recipients. We're American citizens here. You see what I'm saying? But people, keep letting people play in their face, and they keep letting the sound racism ring out with Republicans because they both sound they got that in the front, that tiger growl. See, and that's what it is. And then you got all of these people that then told them how to feel on TV.
Yeah, so
you got all these divine nine sororities and fraternities and the Jack and Jills and the Blue Vein Societyers that are still around, the elitist, black elitist, separatist, whoop-de-woos, as I call them, and they doing the same thing.
Let me just say this, people. Again, there are no racist Republicans running the city of Chicago. Look at your community. Does your community reflect the white communities? Even the Hispanic neighborhoods are more prosperous than the blacks. Think about it. Come on now, talk to me. Now, we got a black mayor. We got a black superintendent. We got a black state's attorney. Cook County Board Chairman Tony Preckwinkle. We got 18 to 19 or 20 black aldermen, men and women. We got that. We got state reps, state senators, just black. What's going on, Chicago? What's going on? What's really going on? What's going on?
Yeah, well.
What's
Hey, Martin, do you remember?
Go ahead.
Yeah, do you remember this one time a couple of years ago when they had all of the looting and everything going on in Chicago?
Mm-hmm.
What did them Latinos in Mexican neighborhood do?
They protect their community. They let you come over there. But see,
don't come over there. Don't come over here with that. We got some video of it.
Hold on. The difference between them and us, they have business. They have mom and pop stores that they own in their own community.
Exactly.
We own very few things in our community. Basically, we got a few little restaurants, beauty shops, barber shops, few, you know. So they knew better. But they came over here and helped our community, helped our community up, but we wasn't going, they wouldn't allow us to come over there. And I'm not saying, saying vote red would change things. I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying, let's look at the conditions. Let's look at the conditions. Now, we just can't have a black mayor that look like us, don't address the black needs at all. At all. This is Chicago, people. Some of you guys that moved out of Chicago, such as yourself, Sarge, you have relatives that live here. You're concerned about what's going here in the city of Chicago.
Those people think I don't give a damn.
Like we talked to
the whole other show.
Yeah, we talked to the young lady last night, the older mother, and she was saying that. I said, well, who's running Chicago? I said, who's in control? They. I said, who is they? Put a name on they. Put a name on them. You know, what we have is a bunch of sellout politicians or scared to death, get along, go along, Nigers. That's what it is. That's what it is. And black people, we are on a decline. And pretty soon, they won't need the black vote. Well, I won't say they won't need it, but we won't be the predominant people. The Hispanics, the Latinos will be the majority vote. It will be soon.
Yeah, it's coming.
It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Brandon Johnson, where art thou? I tell you. You're a one-term president, mayor, one-termer. You know you won't get the black vote. You better pray. You better pray that you hope that these illegal immigrants have a chance to vote. Can somebody, only thing that's like that, hold on, what he said, Cousin Ronnie said, the only business that are thriving in the black community, very lucrative, is those mega churches. Thriving. They're thriving, people. Black churches are business. They're thriving.
Yeah.
They're thriving.
And doing nothing for the community.
They selling hope. They selling they selling Jesus, who they don't know.
There you go. Woman come in there, tell the preacher, if I don't make this, if I can't put this much on my electric bill, they gonna turn my power off, because you know, like during the winter months they can't cut you. But then after that, they add all that money up, and you got to have a percentage of that money, if not all of it, or they going to cut you off. Go in there, tell preacher, old pastor, talk to the pastor. What do he say? Well, come on, sister, let's just pray on it. What you mean, let's pray on it? You put some money on it. Dude, you know, you could take a love offer for the first lady, Sarge.
Miss April Williams said, what are y'all going to do when they are in heaven with us? They live to God as well. Makes sense, guys. Y'all mad at them, not the ones that holding the key to the city. I'm not mad at no preacher or no migrants, and none of them. Knowing God is an individual thing. You can't put everybody in heaven.
Thank you.
You talking to the right one, sister. You talking to the right one. To the right one. And matter of fact, most of these funerals that I attend, and it's done by preachers, they put everybody in heaven. Everybody ain't going no heaven. How you gonna live
Mhm.
live a life of a sinner and die righteous? How you live in this world is how you gonna die. Period. You can't put everybody in heaven. Can't put everybody in heaven. It's not gonna happen. Some people tell you.
Hey, Martin.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you ever notice at them funerals, whenever the neighborhood terrorists get got, the preacher always say he remember talking to that particular neighborhood terrorist when he accepted Jesus as his Lord and Savior. Every time.
I mean, I hadn't heard that so much, man.
They accepted Jesus as a Lord and Savior. And I'm like, man, they ain't been to the church.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, man, why you in here lying to people trying to lie a soul clean? You dirtying your soul with lies.
Mm-hmm. So hold on, Sarge.
Mm-hmm.
Sarge, hold on. Now, let's read this. It said Mayor Johnson first executive order to elevate youth to employment and establish new deputy mayors for migrants. Okay, he throw both of them in on that. So we still got how much? What percent from? Give me that age number again. What's the unemployment rate for our youth?
16 and 19.
How much? 80%, right?
86% unemployed.
Did y'all hear that? So what he did was
16% higher than the national average of unemployed youth in that same age bracket.
Wow.
And see, Chicago youth in that age bracket are not like the ones in Baltimore who can't read or do basic math in that age bracket. See.
So
Baltimore, you know, they had them tests and state tests they had. Them students in Baltimore ain't passed one yet.
Let me say this to my people.
They can't read. They can't read. They can't do basic math.
Let me say this to my people out there. Hold it, Sarge. I need some new callers. 872-299-0808 or 872-297-6389, people. The number is directly over my head, 872-297-6389. Look at my YouTube. I'll shine in Facebook. I got 43 people on YouTube. Look at here. YouTube doing their thing. I ain't mad at you. Come on, call in, people. I need some new callers. Let's talk. Let's talk about it. 872-299-0808 or 872-297-6389. We need some callers. People. It's not too late. We need some callers. We got Sarge on the line, and we need some callers. We're talking about Chicago, the sanctuary city. It's the number one worstest, has been ranked the number one worstest city. Yep. They said the Immigration Reform Law Institute has ranked Chicago, Mayor Brandon Johnson city as the number one worstest immigrations for immigrants. I tell you. It says overcrowded and everything. We hit number one, people. Number one. They said Chicago has earned its reputation as a haven for lawlessness, and that it is especially true when it comes to immigration. All right, we got another caller. The current mayor of the Windy City has picked right up from where Lori Lightfoot has his radical anti-border predecessors left off. Wow. We got a new caller, Minnesota caller. I believe this person called last night. They're waiting to come on in. People, this is crazy.
Brother Jerry Knight.
All right, brother Knight, come on in, brother. Let's talk about it.
How you doing tonight, brother?
Oh man, I'm alive and I'm well.
Yeah, well, did I tell you what's coming? I told you my resources, my people living from Chicago live down there. They say it's almost 40,000 people at the border ready to bum rush, and they're gonna be sending them y'all way. Did I tell you last night they was on their way?
Yeah, well, yeah, we knew they was on the way.
And also, my information from out of the South Suburban said them apartments they have out in Fort Heights, they might be trying to transition a lot of them immigrants that way. And which that a lot of brothers we was pushing for to have them to be low income housing back in the day. So, like I say, man, I want my city, man, you know, to try to come together, man, you know, and see what we can do. And they're gonna have a program in Hyde Park, you know, where you know they can try to start helping the seniors 55 and plus. It's a program. I just want to put it out there. It's called Section 811 Disability Housing Program. You can Google it and research it. So if you know anyone on SSI or SSDI, they can qualify for it. Go online right away to get them vouchers before they be all taken away by the migrants.
That's a shame. We got to race down there to get the thing. We got another. Hold on, brother Ray, 612. We got another caller. 1212. Come on, caller.
Yeah, what's up, man?
What's up, brother?
Yeah, so I just want to say, man, Brandon Johnson been a sellout, man. He a yes man, and we can't be mad at him because he ain't doing nothing but his job. He only doing what the white man telling him to do. So, and they say they sending 25,000 more migrants here, but they saying Chicago is ranked #1 of the city that's there for immigrants. Well, what that tell you? Don't send them here. If it's overcrowded, then stop sending them here. Why y'all study sending them here then?
The reason behind it is that's the beginning of creating another underclass of people. It's logical to send them to Chicago so that they could end up being an underclass that who has to save? The Democrats, right? Yes, they got us out that bad situation. We're voting for them. You got to look at the whole game. Look at the whole chessboard, not just 2 or 3 pieces.
Okay.
It's all about money. It's all about money, man. They getting paid off some. They getting paid off some migrants being here.
Yes, they are. It's all about money. And the migrants still out there begging and committing crime with all that money they're getting. Still begging out there. And look at the sanctuary cities. Let me ask you anybody a question. Maybe you can help me, Minnesota. Why is it that all the sanctuary cities are blue? Are there any red sanctuary cities?
No, sir, brother.
I wonder why.
Well, you know what? Just like the brother said, it's about money. Because even here in St. Paul, we have a Mexican counseling. So that lets you know how the Liberal Party, they set this game up, brother, for over 20 plus years. So they've been doing this for a very long time. Once again, I tell people, follow the money. How did these Hispanic people within 50 years get a GDP at 4.8 trillion and we still at 1.7 trillion? Somebody explain that to me.
See, now the brother from Minnesota, let the people know if I'm lying. When I said your state has a doggone law that says any immigrant can get a driver's license and their immigration status don't matter. Am I telling the truth or am I telling the lie?
That's 100% true. I mean, they can walk in there, say they from wherever, and they can just, they scrutinize us like, majority of us, we have to show the birth certificate, social security card. Where they come, they have advocates that takes them to the DMV and they just get in line and don't have to do no tests, and they just give them a license. They can say, well, I was a truck driver in Venezuela, or I was a truck driver in Honduras. They get a CDL. Minnesota right now is hiring immigrants, man, to drive on our roads. They have to do this little 6-week course. They even got courses for immigrants who could say they was a nurse, go to school for 6 weeks and become a nurse because, see, they know how to play the game, y'all. What they do, they say, well, I'm a nurse and I was this and that. They would train them for 6 weeks, which it might take you 2 years. 2 years. So what they do is they manipulate the system to get in. And the average LPN job pay $27 an hour. The same way how them nurses doing in Chicago. How can somebody come here and make $42 an hour at Loretta Hospital? At Loretta Hospital, these people ain't been here 6 months, and they making more than the average sister that work at the University of Chicago. Somebody help me.
See there?
Now who in charge? What racist people in charge of all this? The whole country is racist as far as I'm concerned, people. So you just can't blame it on no one party at all. Not at one party. Go ahead.
Well, here in Minnesota, you have what they call a Latino Asian coalition. So you have immigrants, they work hand in hand together. Like we have a big population of Somalians. So they all got a one common thing. We are immigrants and we have to work together. So anything outside of that, even though we got a black mayor, Melvin Carter, man, and he is little Brandon Johnson. So we got a little Brandon here. They work on it. They got the same playbook, or you can call it the same recipe. They do it like Karen Batson in Los Angeles. From everybody, St. Louis, Chicago, New York, all black mayors, y'all. They got the same handbook.
DC, Nolan.
Atlanta.
The only reason it ain't going down in Atlanta is because Georgia is a red state. Don't believe what they say when they say Georgia's a swing state.
Well, okay, they said Athens. Hold on, this right here on the list. It says Kelly, was it Gertz, Athens, GA. So I guess they got him in Atlanta too. I mean, in Georgia. So
yeah, you talking about Athens, Georgia? See, down there they got some big Tyson plants. They got Miller. They got Georgia University. And what they had, they put them what they call in the spaghetti bowl. That's where all the peach orchards and all those tomato farms.
They got them
where the brothers and sisters. Yeah, so that's why you see a lot of them down there. That's like 120 miles south of Atlanta.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Athens, where they got the university.
Right. Here's a list of it too: San Antonio, Texas, Sacramento, California. This is where the migrants are. Guess they're getting paid for accepting the migrants.
Well, California gonna do that anyway.
Right.
But did you know in New York, the migrants can vote for the mayor of New York without being citizens? Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
They can pass that law.
See, my boy, Martin folk be telling me I be making stuff up. I be telling tales.
No, they just passed that law.
I know what it is. I see it.
And somebody try to help me make sense. Why did Pritzker make it okay to hire immigrants to be state troopers and the police in the state of Illinois?
Well,
come on, man.
The handwriting is on the wall, people. The handwriting's on the wall. We already know they're here to replace and everything.
Right.
Handwriting is on the wall.
Wait till you can't get a job because you're not bilingual.
Oh, that's here now in St. Paul, Minnesota. They asking people if you want to. I mean, this governor here. Hey, if you got just like when Joe Biden walked across that stage, y'all remember what he said? Y'all gonna have to get along with these people.
Yeah.
They even telling certain people that, hey, if you want to be able to keep your job, you better learn Spanish. I mean, this is like the brother said. This is something that they plan, man, and money talks. And you have to understand, when people got trillions of dollars to buy ads, have anybody noticed in the past 2 years how the commercials was changing, how they were pushing the Latino image? See, that's very important. Everybody, we just let that slide through. We just let things slide through. And when they can work on our minds, like look at the black churches in LA and Chicago, man, it hurted my heart to see our black churches open up their churches, let them people come live in their church while our brothers and sisters living on the damn ride, living on Figueroa Street in Los Angeles. The reason I say these streets because, once again, Chicago made me, LA raised me. I got family from Chicago, been living in LA for 50 years. So that's basically my second home. And I see the same BS, y'all, in the same thing. And when you got the city councilman being racist and right in the front of our face, and our brothers and sisters who work in City Hall, they do not stand up for us. And they would not stand up for us.
And why do you think that?
Number one is fear. See, we have to look at history. It's called Operation Banishment. They did this in South America, brother, during the 1800s when black people they had their own like Black Wall Street. And what they doing is they are wiping us out by people. Just like I don't know if y'all remember like at Bogus High School on 79th and Western over there where it was a lot of blacks going there. If you go look at these schools now from CVS and all them, who the majority of the students you see? Hispanics, which it was all black. So what they doing, they pushing us out slowly but surely. Why you think Chicago, South Side, and South Central LA look like it is? We see dilapidated buildings we've been saying, brother, since the age. Come on, y'all, and y'all know I'm not lying. So now all these people that own them properties in Chicago, they were using for tax write-off. Now they can sell them to the immigrants and they can get them for a little nothing. Why you think that white man held that property over 3 years, y'all? He did not register not one black person, but then all of a sudden he said on TV, I had a heart. I just couldn't see these people out here like that. And he gave up 400 apartments within a week.
Well,
and they said he's making over $3.5 million a month.
Now this is, hold on. Now we talking about Democrats. Now we're not talking about racist Republicans. We talking about Democrats now. And see, this is what we
call. We call them Dixie cracks because that's their ideology. Dixie crack ideology.
Yeah, well, Joe Biden said we're gonna have to get along with them.
He sure said it, but you know what Michael Jackson said years ago? They really don't care about us.
Yeah. They're showing us. And why is it that our bougie people, our bougie black people, afraid to say that? They act like they don't notice it. They don't see it. Oh, leave them people alone. Y'all act like the white people now. Y'all racist. No, we're not racist. We see what y'all trying to do.
Well, Martin, you ever wonder why the Senate person that was elected and represented from Hyde Park, that's also the same person that represents Inglewood. Inglewood and Hyde Park are supposed to get equal representation. They don't, do they?
No.
Funny, ain't it? See, I grew up in Inglewood.
I need a Democrat to ask
but
me.
They would say we gonna go to the Mellow Yellow in Hyde Park, and I'm like, okay. Well, shouldn't we have this where we live? If we all got the same person supposed to be representing us downstate.
Okay, hold it. Somebody said Kamala Harris said she will close all illegal immigration detention centers on day one if she's elected.
Yeah, because she's going to let them run through the border.
Yeah.
Of course. She's going to let them just walk on in. Have them walk in and say, talk to the hand.
All right, people, we're looking for some more callers. 872-299-0808, 872-299-0808, or 872-297-6389. 1212. Go ahead. You haven't talked in a while. Go ahead, my brother.
Well, you know what, brother? I just want. Hey, did anybody hear about how within the past 3 years she gave the Asian community business organizations $28 billion? Now I want y'all to Google that somebody right now. She gave these people $28 billion to start a recycling business and it's an organization called KKLC. Now, if y'all Google Eden Prairie, Minnesota, they took a big old mall and turned it into a big old Asian mall. And guess who gave that money to Minnesota? The Democrats. They got a big old super mall like the one we used to have on 95th in Western Evergreen Plaza. It's a whole Asian mall. So these Democrats, they doing it right in the face. And when you had state representatives in California, in Illinois, stayed out of their own mouth, we is not going to support Black reparations. We're not going to support Black resources because we should not have to do that. This is what they said out their own mouth. And what did our so-called Black caucus do, Democrats? Oh, well, you know, it's a start for us to try to get along with them. It's always been a myth. Y'all ever heard Hispanic or Asian say brown and black? It's always the black boulets talking about, well, black and brown, black and brown. So I believe a lot of these brothers and sisters who are boulets and the NAACP, brother, they get paid for these packs to pander us and to make us look stupid. They actually think that this time around, we have to go against our own interests. That'll be suicidal. Now, if these people get all this finance and resources now, wait till she get into office. We're going to be set back. I'm 56 years old. We will be set back damn near till we 90 years old.
And then on top of that, with all of the doggone, the bougies, right? There's all those Divine Nine, the Jack and Jills, if you haven't heard of them, Blue Vein Society, all these groups that my mother told me when I was a kid, do not get involved with them folk. Anybody talk to you from them, just walk away, don't listen to them. You know, my mother told me about all them little groups. Hey. All of them are doing this stuff. And one more thing.
Go ahead.
They talk about the AKAs and the Deltas and the this, that, and the third, right? They Black sororities, right? Okay. Yep. Well, how was I DJing for a college party back in 1984, and I met this white girl that was an AKA, and the rest is history about that situation.
We got a new caller. So, let me hold it. We got a new caller. All right, caller. 4248. Come on, caller.
Hey, Martin. Hey, everybody.
Hey, Bill. I didn't even recognize that was you.
How you doing, brother?
Go ahead.
Hey, man. This been in play for a long time, man, and it's just coming to fruition. These people want to replace us, man. It's plain and simple. For whatever reason, they came up in their head to replace us. It don't signify them doing it. It don't make it right, because we've been stepped on and looked over for hundreds and hundreds of years. And my personal belief is they don't want to own up to the tragedies that they put upon our people, man. And the reparations, all of that is combined, especially from the slavery part, all the way through the Jim Crow and the Civil Rights Act. It still was white supremacy with they knee on our neck. And they want to erase that part of history. And to erase it, you got to replace the people that's here. Put them on the back burner and slowly let them die off.
Mm-hmm.
Give them all the tools and let them kill themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Along with the abortion, along with the guns, along with poverty. And see, that's another episode. We talk about the tragedies of slavery. The tragedies of slavery was like at the height of the wrongest you could do to a person. But in a legal eye in modern day time, they have done just as much with putting all these guns, drugs, and alcohol in our neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
That they did that. That was in 1988, 1990, and you got proof not just with the program Snowfall coming out, because I knew about it back then. As far as the CIA was the ones who was supplying the drugs.
That's 100%. Hey, brother, but do y'all know the significance of that? Back in 88, 89, Bill Clinton was the governor of Arkansas. 5 blocks from his house. How in the hell did $65 million worth of crack cocaine?
This is not an electric bike yet, but it will.
Right.
With Tom Cruise. And he was showing you how they were flying on planes into Arkansas was a big hub. You had some brothers called the Chambers. They was working out of Detroit back in, like the brother said, 88, 89. These brothers was making so much money, they would bring millions of dollars of the 5s and the 1s back to Arkansas. They were buying land. They were doing their thing. And if you look at the history, why would we, once again, y'all probably heard, Bill Clinton, next thing to being a black president. But what did he do when he got in office? What did his wife call them? Scavengers. We like vultures. The same thing. And once they signed that crime bill, they took a lot of strong brothers and sisters. I know some brothers and sisters, they wasn't not even involved in the drug game, got arrested and got their life, their jobs taken away. And like the brother say, we have to go back and see why. Now, a lot of us was 10, 11 years old, but do y'all remember in 1979 when all them 3.5 million Cuban people left the island and came and bum rushed Florida?
You talking about the Mario boat lift? The Mario boat lift. Mm-hmm. And Castro he cleaned out Cuba in 1980 and sent them to the coast of Florida because Jimmy Carter, Democrat president, welcomed all, which started the whole cocaine wars in Miami when they had the cocaine cowboys with the Colombians and the Cubans. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, then, so look, so now see how history repeats itself? Remember the cocaine, now what we dealing with now? Fentanyl. We dealing with the fentanyl situation. So every 20 or 30 years, a catastrophic history, when it occurred, brother, who do it hurt the most? Us. All them black brothers and sisters in the pork and beans down there, all that in North Miami, man, just like Chicago, LA, man, and it hurts my heart, man. We were strong by the hundreds of thousands. Man, you could get off the airplane in Chicago, LA, man, you will see us working in the airports. You will see us shining shoes downtown Chicago. You will see us present. And brother, and like the brother said, when they take out the image, like look at Chicago now. When have y'all ever seen that many Hispanic women police them little ass women? Now what the hell can they do? I'm a 300-pound man. You see them all the way from the east side to the south side. Everywhere you go in Chicago and LA, you see a lot of Hispanic women being police officers. So why don't they hire black women? Why don't they hire more black cops in our community? Because guess what? When the shit hit the fan like they do in LA, you
gotta watch your language, brother. Mister, you gotta watch your language, man. All right.
Okay, so some of them, they are gang members from their country, brother, and they know how to play on this system so good, it's unbelievable. Just like they got a crew out here, man. Y'all got to watch them. Watch out for these ladies who look nice. They got some spray they've been spraying, and I want y'all to research. They doing it in New York, where they would spray some chemicals on clothing and they'll put it on your shoulder. If you sniff it, it can knock you out. They were showing that yesterday in New York, how these gangs, they bringing all this trickery for working at these clubs, working at these places where they get your debit card, they put scams. So they doing everything they can to come up on it. And
they've been doing stuff in the hood. If you look at the history of drugs in the 60s and 70s, a lot of people did drugs, mostly white people. But from, say, for instance, 65 on up, there were epidemics in our neighborhoods that nobody even talked about before crack. They had syrup and lean, selling them out of the clinic, giving it away out of the clinic in our neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
In the 60s. Then it went from syrup to teas and blues, back to syrup, and with all of the brothers that went to Vietnam, most of them got hooked on heroin in Asia, going to fight the Cambodians in Vietnam. So those are crises that hit us in an ugly way, and they never planned for us to come up out of it, or even a lot of brothers became millionaires and invested their money and went on to do good with the money that they made. But they wanted everybody to be hooked.
Yeah, but they took so many under. But let me play this video, guys. Hold on. I'm gonna play this video.
And so much more. Our dear brother, who has been an advocate for reparations for many years and used his own resources to fight the battle in court for us. By the way, Roland Martin attacked him recently. I want you to listen to.
Let me get to him quick.
That he spoke long ago about resources.
Come on. I'm talking.
Watch the benefits they get. They go.
Let's
come in.
Hold on, let's get it.
When immigrants come in, watch the benefits they get. They go past black folk at 200 miles an hour. They do better right here in Chocolate City. Now they're underneath the immigrants. Immigrants, they come in the country, they get a point over black folk for being an immigrant. Blacks are the only non-immigrant. 2, they classified, all of them are classified as whites. The Arabs, Asian, Hispanics, they all been reclassified as whites. Even American Indians back in the 1890s became classified as whites. They get a point. That's the second point. They get over black folk in getting access to resources and benefits. The third thing they get the benefits for being put into a minority category. They're classified as minorities over black folk. Thirdly, they come in with a culture that they can establish a culture that they can now build businesses and industries and relate back to their homeland. And lastly, what they can do, they also bring in a religious aspect and business opportunities for their people. Black folk get nothing, and they can come in and take and dominate black folk. That's why right now black folk have been buried as an
family. I think.
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? That brother kept it one, and it's still real, brother. It's still real. It's still real. He just, I mean, he spoke that years ago, brother. Years ago.
Hey, but you know what, Dr. Claude Anderson, that was his third time because he came in Chicago. See, we got another icon, brother. Y'all ever heard of a brother called Claude Winters? He's from around 53rd Street. He used to teach at our school on 51st, Mary Terrell, when it was Mary Terrell. And that brother said the same thing back in the 80s when he was working with Harold Washington. He said, we do not stand together. Man, these people, when they come here, they gonna ride with you now. But as soon as they get ahead, man, it's gonna be dangerous. And another thing, I say the best for last, y'all. Do y'all know in California, they got non-profit organizations that they give $15 to $20 million a year, y'all, to pass out crack pipes, meth pipes. They even doing it here in St. Paul. You can go there and get high. This is funded money by the Liberal Democrat Party, where they get nonprofits. And you can Google research it right now. Los Angeles, California nonprofit get $12 million to pass out crack pipes, and they allow people to sell dope there to the people, and they test it with these little fentanyl packs like they have in St. Paul. You can go every day with your dope to a place called the Listening House. and you could get your dope, bring it there. Now, this is what. Excuse me?
I just hollered out needles.
Yeah. You get everything. You get your whole drug kit. You get your needles. You get your chore for your pipes and everything, man. It is so demonic. And a lot of this is ran by the Lutheran churches, the LGBTQ churches now. So they didn't open it up so wide where you can go. Even we got brother named just Bishop Don on North Minneapolis. He, a black church, they even opened up their door for drug addicts to come there every day to get needles, the little cap where you can cook your heroin and cook your blue pills in, brother. And they okay with that. So this is what these liberal cities, they take the same handbook. Now they were doing this in Seattle for the past 7 years under a Democratic mayor. They were doing it in Portland from a Democratic mayor. California. So that's why when you see these districts like in Los Angeles and San Francisco, everybody who is the district leaders are black Democrats. And that's what I can understand. San Francisco, a black sister. Karen Bassett, LA, a black sister. And this is up under their leadership and their legacy. And they cool with that. They cool with seeing their brothers and sisters out here to walk in the street, burning on themselves, strung out on drugs. Look at Philadelphia. Do y'all ever watch Kensington? It's the same thing. So like the brother said, this right here was designed to replace us, have us doped out, smoked out. Now you got a lot of people losing their job. Man, you're going to see so much brothers and sisters out here living on the street, living in their vans like they're doing here in Minnesota. 60, 70-year-old black people by the hundreds, brother, are living in their vans. Right downtown St. Paul.
It get cold in Minnesota. I live there. It get cold there.
Man.
Yeah, well, I tell you, they got the same thing in New York too, but it's a step above. See, like in that movie Jungle Fever, they had the Taj Mahal. They got areas with clinicians in there where they could bring their dope in and shoot up in a controlled environment, just in case they OD, so they could bring them back.
Yep, they have it in the same ball. Look it up. They started last year.
Because I think one of the first ones they opened was in Washington Heights in New York. Now that's where they got all the Dominicans at. Because it's a Dominican dude that told me about it. I was like, what? Yeah, man, you can go in there and just do your thing. And they got nurses and everything. And if you OD, they'll get an ice pack.
Hey.
And, what you do to I don't want to get all descriptive, but
let me say
in New York. I'm like, what?
Let me say this, guys. Whoever watched the movie Godfather? Anybody?
Everybody.
Okay.
Everybody,
it was a scene in The Godfather where he told when the man wanted to put drugs in the community, he said, put it in the black people community. They dogs anyway. Did y'all know that was in The Godfather? Yeah. He told put it in the darker people community.
1973.
And listen, and that
was a guy from St. Louis.
Yeah, that's the same mindset today that they want to do. See, crime is okay as long as it's contained in certain areas. Remember for years, those of you that lived in the city of Chicago, we was complaining about crime, the gangs and all that, killing and shooting. They never done anything. Now, crime has ventured downtown, carjacking and smashing and grabbing. And they used to tell us black folks, the reason why y'all got crime in y'all community because you guys don't like the police, you don't cooperate with the police. So I wonder what's downtown problem now. Since they getting their windows broken, they getting robbed, kidnapped, shot, smash and grab. What's their problem downtown? They don't like the police either, or they not calling the police. What's their problem?
The number one problem that, and I disagree with any of these young cats that's getting off into carjacking and going downtown up north or whatever. I don't care for it to happen anywhere, but me saying it is like the pot calling the kettle black, because I've done my share of crime in my neighborhoods. I did more than my share. But the thing of it is, if you've been around and you lived in the hood, downtown in the north side, especially downtown in the Loop, was like off limits. The only people who went down there to do anything was probably to play paper, as far as credit cards or stealing or something like that. You had pickpocketing, and you had a few people that might go and break some windows and grab something out of a car. But it was very limited. The way these kids are going out now is telling you is less opportunity in the neighborhood to thrive or get out or try to be successful. These kids, only thing they think they or know to get out of the neighborhood is you can rap or be an athlete. That's all they know.
Okay, brother, Sarge. Hold on, brother Sarge. Tell us those numbers again for unemployment in the state of Illinois for Black youth.
Black youth, 86%.
86%. Now, who's doing
age 16 to 19?
Right. Now, who's doing the most shooting and carjacking? Young folks. They're not busy.
Exactly.
Now, Brandon Johnson, we just read early on this show that he signed an executive order for the young people to elevate the young people. We don't see it happening, though. We don't see it happening.
No. There was a whole program that all y'all could remember that helped our people tremendously. We had summer jobs, man. From the city of Chicago.
We talked about that earlier. It was called the CETA program.
Yeah, we talked about that.
CETA program. Yes. Yeah, and that was an opportunity for teenagers to earn their own money. If they was in a tight situation where their parents wasn't doing what they were supposed to do, they could go and work over the summer and keep them some change in their pocket and buy them some school clothes.
Yeah, because they had 4 sites. They had one at Lindblom High School on 61st and Western. Then they had one at the Army Depot in Washington Park. Then they had the other one at Harlan High School. Then they had one out in the Allgill Garden. So when I was 13 years old,
now, wait a minute, you're missing one building because they had one building right on 66th and Peoria. And if you go look at that building now, it's tore off. Now, Martin and I, we know about that one, that big building on 66th and Peoria, because, see, that's the ones that, our parents bring us to, or older siblings, to go fill out them applications and everything.
They had a lot of
buildings. It's abandoned, and you got that green mildew all on the outside of it. It's tore down.
So now can you
another thing?
Hold it, sir. Minnesota, hold on 1 second real quick. Can y'all see the difference now that the high unemployment rate for our youth 16 through 19 and the crime? Can you guys see it now? See why is that? You can see it.
It's bad.
It's bad.
Yeah.
Not only that, our young people still have to compete for those jobs with the migrants. And I'm not saying they black jobs.
That they're not going to give them.
Right.
That they're not going to give them because with me and you talked about this when they first started coming, Martin. Remember we were talking and we saw the transition and we said they were going to give them housing. And they when they poured them into our neighborhood, they were going to give them housing. Now they are going to be able to get loans to buy this property that we would never, our people weren't given a fair shake to get. It's a lot of people that got property over the years, but the things that, the criteria, it wasn't given to them. the criteria that they had to have. Another thing, with me being a truck driver, I'm all over the Midwest. I spoke on this before. You see brown people everywhere, and I'm seeing more migrants. I can tell the difference between a regular Mexican and a Honduran or a Venezuelan. I can tell the difference. And they are expanding and going all over to these small towns, just like the brother was saying. I forgot what city he said down in Georgia, but all of these major companies, Athens, Georgia, all these major companies, Georgia Pacific, Tyson, all of those places are there. And in Illinois, right down in Ottawa, you got Tyson, and they're there. But I saw something that was disturbing to me. I don't have a lot of deliveries in Chicago. I have some in the suburbs, and I had to go to K-Town last Friday. So I'm off of 16th Street in K-Town. There's between Costner and Cicero, there's an industrial area. Now I sat there, I'm sitting there, and I could see like 4 companies. Kraft was, Nestle was one of the places that I was going to. I was parked in front of them. I sit there and watch, man, all of the activity, changing the shift. I've seen one black dude, man, come out of Nestle. And I'm thinking to myself, at one point, most of these people probably live in K-Town or within a mile radius of there. That's not happening no more. All brown people. All brown.
Well, you got to remember, let me say this one thing, I'll let you go, brother. Okay. You got to remember, they ran a campaign on us the last 20, 30 years that black people lazy. You even got black women saying that black men are lazy. You got black women, I got to say it. The same way the white man view the black man is the way the black women view us too. They view it the same way.
That's 100% true.
And they don't know that this. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. I'll submit. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. The same way saying what they brother saying now. Y'all know about Spam, right? That's in Austin, Minnesota. That's a rural area. You got BP, which they make all the hamburger patties for McDonald's. Now, yes, all the patties is made right here, about 3 miles from my house, brother. And it was about 10 years ago. That was a job when brothers came from Chicago. You got King brother. Hey, you go to Hard Mill. Back 10 years ago through the tip, they were paying you $16 an hour. They would take you to Austin. That's like 60 miles north of St. Paul, brother. And you could stay in the motel. They would pay that because they need help in the wintertime. They would shoot those spams off to send to the Army. So if you got on that Army line, brother, you could make $900 to $100 to $1,000. They don't care if you was a felony. They didn't care. There was a stronghold for black people through the CEDAR program. You come to Ramsey County, like action program and everything. Do you know right now, brother, it hurts my heart. There is not one black man or black woman even working them jobs no more. And this would be working that spam line. That's the hardest line to work, the spam line. Man, ain't no brothers working down there no more. Okay. Since these immigrants start coming, none.
You can't tell me in K-Town, it's 3 blocks away, there's not people that's qualified to do the same job that these people are doing right there in their neighborhood. Well, I know there is. And at one point, they probably were predominantly black.
But let me tell you something, guys, real quick. There are a lot of black people have left the city of Chicago. I'm being honest with you guys. Even when you drive in the black community, there's a lot of black people have left the city of Chicago. Mothers and children, they have left the city of Chicago. But getting back to the woman viewing us as the black, viewing us just as the white man. Most women, I gotta say it.
Don't say it, because it's true.
Women, y'all would not get behind the black man for nothing. You want to be in front of the black man. You allow these material things, these cars, these houses, these purses, these long extension weaves to get in front of us. I'm telling you, we are still the men. You listen, if it come down that the women got to fight them, you can't fight them immigrants. You would need us, the men, at the end of the day. Don't let the white man fool you, say you this and you that. Now look at our children. Hold on, brother. Our young men are out there killing each other. Young as 10, 11 years old and 12 because of the single woman thing. It's like we're not handing out trophies because you're a single woman and you doing all this by yourself. You shouldn't be doing it all by yourself. You didn't make the baby by yourself. So I'm saying, don't come over here bragging. I'm a single woman. I did all of it. You single. You probably got a boyfriend staying with you. I bet you ain't celibate. I bet you're not celibate. Hold on, brother. Let me talk, brother. Hold on. Let me talk. I'm in my mode now. I'm in my mode. I'll let you guys talk. So women, if we don't line up, if you guys don't line up with the men, you're going to be in trouble. They are attacking women all over the United States. We watching how women are getting knocked off. These women in these prominent positions that the white man put you in, now he's trying to take you down. We see it. It's a game. That reminds me of the movie called Trading Places. These two rich men, they betted $1 that they'd take this other trade. We'll make a homeless man and replace him with a rich man and take a rich man and make him homeless. That's what they're doing. They're so bored. I got to tell the truth. I have to tell the truth, people.
That's the truth. Okay, that's the truth. But you know what, y'all? I'm going to tell y'all something, y'all, and I always try to say the best for last. Now, can I give y'all the real truth why y'all seeing so many young brothers from 15 to 20 years old and a lot of young sisters and brothers, man? I'm going to tell y'all this ain't stitching on our people. They got a place here called Lumi. And Lumi has got a $40 million contract for 4 months. Do you know what their job is? To track down anybody who look like us who got PPP loans. Now, I know for a fact it's a lot of young brothers and sisters that I meet all the time from Chicago. They move up here and whatever. And I asked them, why ain't y'all in school? They won't let me in school because they say it's a red flag on my Social Security. So, brother, I started investigating. Me, one of my, brothers, he's an old Black Panther brother. He said, man, it's kind of strange. Why all these black women coming from Chicago up here, they won't let them get on to the Ramsey County. That's the aid office, right? They got these immigrants. Kamala Harris people. They called Lumi. They is making their business. If you come from Chicago here, you got to do what they call an E-Verify. If you did PPP loan in Chicago or California, or you did EDD, that's when they were doing the unemployment fraud. Man, I met young kids, 14 years old, said my mama told me to do this and this and that. They won't let me in school. So now that's why you got so many flux of young black people here in St. Paul and Minneapolis. It ain't never been that many black people from Chicago and St. Paul. They all go to Minneapolis or Bloomington, Minnesota. Brother, it's thousands up here. Cannot get no job. They can't get no welfare. I know so many brothers and sisters from Chicago, I ain't seen 40 years up here in their 60s. Thought they could come up here and get back on Social Security. Somebody told them a lie. And I try to explain to you, your Social Security going to follow you wherever you go. Mm-hmm. So that is one of our major problems that we're going to have for years to come. Because if you commit a fraud against a bank institution and you'd have committed any type of fraud within that PPP loan or the EDD, brother, they got your Social Security number. So just imagine if you 16 years old, for the rest of your life, you can't get nothing. Mm-hmm. Nothing. So this is right. So then look what happened. After the pandemic, look who come in. Bum rush to states. Mm-hmm. To our state. These immigrants. The immigrants. Now, how in the hell they can get them $3,000 or $4,000 a month, and we only got 3 stimulus checks, y'all? Come on now, make it make sense, somebody. We got 3 stimulus checks, $1,400, $1,200, and $600, and they come in and they get all that in one lump sum, and they get it every month. Why are people gonna suffer?
Yeah, well, like to key back in on what Mark was talking about earlier. I had to tell a woman this. I ain't gonna tell the whole story because I ain't trying to take up no long time. But I told her, I said, you know what? You talk to me like you talk to that white man you work for. That's what you do.
Ain't gonna happen.
Okay. Now, when I have these events, that door opens at this time, and you supposed to be sitting there with your pretty smiling face, collecting money at the door. You done showed up 90 minutes late. I'm playing music, a house full of people. I ain't made no money on the door because ain't nobody to collect it. And you, I'm like, you know what? You can get to work on time for that white man you work for, can't you? When the last time you been an hour and a half late going to work for that white man? No, see, there's no see. You gonna talk to me like that white man you work for, and if you gonna work for me, you gonna work for me just like you work for him. Otherwise, you can go. Gotta check these sisters, man.
Well, my thing is,
okay.
Hold it, brother. Hold it.
You gotta, your brothers, you gotta check them because they will listen. They will listen and hang on every word of a white man and a black man. They just, treat them like dirt. And then the brothers that got it going on that don't bother with them, they'll go get them some low-hanging fruit just so they could dangle all of the doggone household goodies. Well, nigga, you leave me. You ain't going to have that car to drive, and you ain't going to have no internet and all this up in here, and blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, y'all dating down just to dangle that and ruin a manhood.
Sarge, I need you to do real quick. One of you guys look up real quick. Who are the number one babies that are being aborted here in America? I need somebody to look at that. Is it white, black, Asian? Who is? I need somebody to look that up for me real quick. Now, let me just say this to any woman out there that don't want to fix your husband nothing to eat. You give him back talk, but you won't do it to your boss on the job, your white boss. If he say jump, you say hi. If he say go, you say where. So if you're not, now this is the one that you marry, you laying down with, sharing your body, black woman. You won't listen to your husband. You give him time to date. Right. The pastor too. The pastor, you listen to the pastor. You doing whatever the pastor asks you to do. But the man that you laying down sleep, that you told God that you love, that you're gonna be with through sickness, rich or poor, or through sickness or death. And you will not do nothing he asks you to do. You give him a back lip, but you won't get a pastor no back lip, and you won't give your white boss no back lip at all. I got to tell the truth and shame the devil.
Tell the truth.
And I don't care if you unfollow me, but yeah.
Shame that devil.
Right. So
hey, Brother Mark, did y'all hear about the sisters, the older sisters right there over there on 71st Street? I forgot their funeral home. It's right there on 71st. Well, over in that area, they have migrants over there was doing work. Do you know what do migrants like they do here? Hey, brother, when they working, they be bum rushing other people's cribs. Now, you got older black women. Now, those who know the Chatham area around 83rd College and all that area. We don't have enough brothers to do the work. Back in the day, y'all remember, you had black handyman to go around doing work. I had a sister tell me her mother is 89 years old, live off of 91st in Indiana. She had to leave here to go there because she hired some immigrant to do some work. I guess some tuck point on her brick house. Man, they beat this woman up and tried to rape her 89-year-old black woman right there on 91st in Indiana.
I heard about that.
Now, I'm here in St. Paul. So, if I heard about it here, brother, I speak the truth from my heart. I'm very concerned about my elderly black women because...
Let me say this, brother. That goes from the social media, the mainstream media, saying the black men can't come on time, they don't do no work, and that. See, the moment you get a reputable company to do work, we say they too high. Oh, they too high. But then when you go get a crackhead and give him, and he tell you $1,000 job that's worth $1,000, and he tell you $200, and you give him $50, he work and don't come back next day. Now the first thing you're gonna say out of your mouth, see, I try to help brothers, but they run up, they don't come. But you got to help somebody that don't have no problem. Don't go hire crackheads. Hire somebody that know how to do the job. You know, you don't have to worry about them being on no drugs. You trying to cut corners. And this is what happened when you cut corners.
Brother,
hey, Mark. Okay, I got that number for you, brother.
You got it. What's the number?
The number is 34.4% of black women, 30.2% of white women, 26.1% of Hispanic, other is 6.7%, and Alaskan, Asian Pacific is 2.6%.
So
now the interesting thing about that is Black America only takes up
supposedly 13%, yeah, 12 or 13, 14, yeah. I believe that's a lie too, because they've been saying that number since the 1800s.
Hold on, Mark. Hold on now. White America takes up 72%, right? So you gonna have more black women having abortions with a much lower percentage than white women?
That was a plan. That was Margaret Stagger's plan.
But we know this. I'm just giving the numbers. Now you got to go a step further. The least married demographic of women of all nationality of women in the United States is the Black American woman. She is the least married. But how many Black American children, what percentage of them are being raised in single mother households? Over 70%? That's wow. See, look at that there. And then you look at who do they listen to before they listen to a black man? A white man, or that white man they working for. Who's their best friend? Some hot pocket. I'm not gonna say the word I.
Please don't.
What I'm talking about.
Please don't. Please don't.
Yeah, you know, that's their bestest friend. That's their bestest friend. Somebody got the background playing.
That was me. That was me.
But,
that was me. That was me. I'm sorry I did that.
Yeah, but you know they got him downstairs. You know, him downstairs is their best friend. See. But then they want to tell us all we want to do is get up in their doggone pants. Like, hold on. You listen to the white man, you doggone crap on the black man, and then you run around for security when you go out. You going out to a party with him downstairs, so you still be with a man. What the?
All right. All right, guys. We got about.
You can't even say fixing Jesus. They say Jesus take the wheel.
We got 8 minutes. I'm gonna close out. About 8 minutes left, so y'all start sending y'all what y'all want to get out your last closing comments. About 8 minutes, 7 minutes now, and then we're gonna close it out. We've been on here 2 hours.
I want to say this.
Go ahead, Bill.
At this point, with what's going on in our communities and these laws they done passed where men could box in the Olympics against a woman and all this other stuff, man, it's been up under the Democratic watch. But don't be fooled. The Republicans are just as crooked, and they are complicit. And it's all about money. They playing a game, man. They playing a game, an old game, amongst each other. And you gave a good example with trading places.
Mm-hmm.
One is a Republican, one is a Democrat. And each one of them get a turn. But every movie, every thing in real life gotta have a villain. And the villain is you. everything is designed to, from the beginning, to get free labor off the sweat of your brow, to undermining you in any kind of way. After you was your forefathers and grandmothers were free, was undermined to capitalize off of you. That is the bottom line. The penal system is up with it. And this ugly beast has been around for a long time. And it's going to take God and a bunch of strong black men to really read it. We know what it is. And we ain't going to get no help from them. But if we stick together, we will get help from the Most High. We got to play the game where it benefits us.
That's right. Unity among us, brothers. I'm with that. UAU. Unity among us. We see what it is. And unfortunately, is black men on this panel tonight, and we see what it is. We got to stick together, and we got to get our women right, man. Because you got to know these little. If a woman got a lot of power, man, and if there's power in the tongue, that's man or woman. But women have a lot of power in them, in their tongue and between their legs. They have influence and cause wars with those things. And if they set a certain standard to get to that cookie, you can rest assured the black man gonna do whatever it is to get to the cookie. That's the way it's has been, and that's the way it's gonna be.
Okay, Bill.
But yet and still they're allowing these raising these young men by themselves, or not allowing the fathers to be the fathers that they need to be in a lot of cases.
Okay,
and
Bill.
I'm gonna end it with that.
Okay, go ahead. 612. Sarge gonna bring us last. 612. Go ahead, my brother.
Well, brother, I just want to say, man, unity among us, man, and I'll be tapping back in with you brothers. I'm tapping out from West St. Paul, Minnesota. Much love to my brothers and sisters in Chicago. I love y'all. Peace.
Peace. All right, Sarge, you got to land the plane.
All right, land it quick. It's like this here. If y'all don't start checking these women, they're going to keep on with this behavior that they got going on. They going to have to see for themselves and realize what they losing at, see? Because they love to run around saying they the most educated and they the highest earning and all that good stuff. They love saying all that, but you know what they don't talk about? They don't talk about their debt to earning ratio. They don't talk about their bad credit. They don't talk about they putting stuff in their kids' name because their name is crap on a credit line. And then their kids end up growing up to be adults, and their kids can't get loans and this and that and that and this because the people at the bank saying, well, you had a foreclosure in 2002. It's like, wait a minute, I was born in 2000. How did I have a foreclosure on a doggone property when I was 2 years old? You
all right,
buy a house.
You gotta land it.
So
okay.
Take that with you. Check. You better check them.
All right, people. You already know what it is. This is live.
You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. Tell the truth and shame the devil.
I love being black. Thank y'all for tuning in. We had a wonderful men panel. Go back and look at some of these articles that I post. It's up there. You can read it for yourself. And we're in trouble, people. Black people, we are definitely in trouble. We don't just have a gun problem, but we have a white problem here in the city of Chicago and all over America, a white problem. Somebody is out to get us. And they paying people that look like us to work with them for some trinkets to destroy the black community. The black community is falling apart. The woman is against the man, and the man is against the woman. And listen, this is real, people, and we're going to have to fix this ourselves. Nobody can do this but us, black people. We got to stand up and be great. Be what God called us to be. Great men and women. Thank y'all so much. Peace out. Go in peace.